Hello, guys. I want to share with you some of the mistakes I made when buying my house. There are so many ways you can buy a house. For instance, let's say you are buying a house of 100,000 and you have 30,000 already. So you approach your bank to give you 70% of the money, which is 70,000, to make up the 100,000 you need for the house. At times you might have 20,000, you go to the bank to give you the remaining 80,000 to make up the 100,000 for the payment of the house. But in my own case, I decided to pay for the full house myself without taking any money from the bank. I didn't take any mortgage, no loan. So I decided to pay for the house myself because I was having money then. I was having some money then. But fortunately, 2 years after I bought that house, the Guarda de Finance came and they seized that house from me. Yeah, they took the house from me 2 years after. My case was worse because I was asked not to take anything from the house. My television set, my radio, my fridge, every property I had, they asked me not to remove it from the house. That I can only remove just my family and our clothes. Then we decided to go to court. When we got to court, the judge said the reason why they are seizing the house is because the money I used in buying the house was bigger than my monthly salary, my yearly income. If you put the money I work from January to December together, it is still not enough for me to have been able to buy this house. That is to say, the money I used in buying this house didn't come from the job I do. So I got this money elsewhere, and to them I got it through illegal means. So that was why they were seizing the house, because the money for the house was bigger than the money I declared in my code. The money my monthly salary, yearly salary. So I was asked to explain to the court where I got such money from. So I told the court, yes, of a truth, yes, the money is bigger than my yearly income. But I brought some of this money from Nigeria. Mr. John gave me 5,000, my friend. Mr. Paul gave me 2,000, my friend. This was how I put this money together to pay for this house. And the judge said, okay, there's no problem. Your explanation is good. But can you give us documented proof for you to convince us that you actually brought part of this money from Nigeria? That your friend, Mr. John, actually gave you part of this money. That Mr. Paul actually gave you part of this money. Do you have documented proof? And I said, no, I don't have documented proof. That was where I missed it. I was not having any documented proof, because when my friend was assisting me with 5,000, he gave me the money physically. When I was bringing this money, some part from Africa, I brought it manually. I didn't take it through the recognized means by the law. I didn't bring it through the means that is acceptable by law. So the judge said, okay, since you don't have any physical and documented proof, there's no way we can just believe what you are saying. For that reason, the house needed to be seized. So that was how I lost that house. But fortunately, with God on my side, I was able to go to the appeal court, and the appeal court judge saw reasons with me and decided to give me back the house. That was how I obtained victory. But this is a thing I would have been able to avoid. I also have an Indian friend who had similar problem. He sold the land in his country, brought the money here, but he didn't bring the money through the right means. So he bought the house and he paid for the house. Unfortunately, when they came knocking, he could not defend it because he didn't have any proof to show on the means at which he got that money to pay for the house. He was able to explain, I saw this, but since there was no documented proof, that house, he needed to lose that house. So how can you avoid some of this mistake that I make? And there are so many ways of bringing money from Africa. Bringing money from Africa, if that is where your money is, you have to transfer that money from a bank in Nigeria to your account here. So, and when you are doing that transfer, it must be specified that the reason why you are doing this transfer, the reason why you are bringing this money is for the purpose of purchasing this property. And the means at which you got that money should also be specified. If it's a money you got by selling a car or by selling a house or by selling a land, it must be specified when doing that transaction. I know when you do that transaction, definitely with bank charges, with exchange rate, it might not be convenient. You might also lose some money because of the exchange rate. You can also decide to bring the money physically. But when you are bringing it physically, when you get to the airport, let's say in Nigeria, you must go to the custom office inside the airport there. Tell them that you have some so and so amount, you have 20,000 euros you are bringing to Europe to purchase a house. Please, they should give you a declaration form. They give you a declaration form, you fill it, you write the purpose why you are bringing that money here, and you also write the means of income, how you were able to raise that money. If it was something you sold, you also write it. Then they will sign, stamp, and give you a copy while they hold a copy. So when you also get here to Italy, inside the airport there's also a office that we have an office for the Guarda de Finance. You also go to that office, show them the form that you have so and so amount, you have 15,000, you have 20,000 that you are bringing to purchase a house. You've declared it in your country of origin, and you also want to declare it here. They will give you a form. You will just fill it, the source of the money and the purpose of the money. Then you just fill the details. They sign and they stamp. They also give you a copy while they hold a copy. These things are necessary so that in case tomorrow there is a need for you to defend where you got that money for, these are the evidence that will stand by you. This was some of the things I didn't have that made me lose the house in the first instance. Okay, let's also assume you are not bringing the money from Africa. You have the money here, maybe, and you needed some support from your friends and all that. Don't allow anybody give you financial support physically. If they must give you support, it must be through bank transaction. And when they are doing that transaction, they must also write the reason why they are giving that money. I'm giving my friend so and so amount to support him in the purchase of this property. It has to be there. Even if it is your wife should not give you physically. She will still need to do it a bank transfer while specifying the need, the reason why she is sending that money to you, so that if tomorrow they come and to ask you, you bought a house of 100,000, you only collected 60,000 from the bank while you paid 40,000 from your own pocket. How were you able to raise 40,000 considering the fact that your monthly salary is 1,002, your monthly salary is 1,005? Putting this whole amount together from January to December is still, it will still not amount to 40,000 euro. So where did you get this 40,000 euro for? That might give you a problem if you don't have some of this documented proof to prove how you brought from Nigeria, how some friends assisted you, how you saved some money. This was the means you used in saving it. If you don't have those documents, you might be having problem, just like the way I did. I was not having some of those documented proof, and it cost me a lot of damage. I had to go up to the appeal court. Before God on my side, I was able to get my house back. So I don't also want you to make that mistake when you are buying a house, no matter how small the money is. If somebody is supporting you with 200 euro, if somebody is supporting you with 100 euro, if you are bringing money from UK, from anywhere in the world, that money must come through a registered means that is recognized by the law. In case tomorrow, I am not saying they will call from you, in case they come for you and you are being asked to defend how you were able to raise such amount, these are the evidence you will bring to defend yourself, so as not to lose that house. Please, 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 please. Thank you, and God bless you.